Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Tutorials, and in this video I'll be showing you guys how you can create a YouTube thumbnail using Canva. So here I'm using the desktop app, but if you're using Canva on your browser, the layout is going to be very similar. So you won't be seeing much of a difference anyway. So let's get started. So to kick things off, this was how Canva will look once you open it. Here you'll find all your recent designs, your projects. So everything related to your personal stuff will be seen here. And here you can open a new tab or you can start with the present one. Um, this can be used to create a new design, and all these are basically templates and these as well. But I would like to start off with searching for the templates, and this is quite simple. You can come here to search button just like I did. Just click on the search button and click on YouTube. So if you do that, you can see a lot of options, but I still don't see YouTube thumbnail. So if I just type YouTube, so you can see that YouTube thumbnail comes here. But for now, I'll go with whatever Canva suggests to me. So you can see that there are a lot of options here that Canva provides, a lot of templates that you can already use um, if you're just, creating a thumbnail for your video. You can see here that there is a workout video. So if you're creating a workout video, you can use this. Then there is a food recipe thumbnail. There's an example here. And you can replace the photo and, the title on all these thumbnails. But for now, I will go with a blank video. So once I do this, Canva shifts to this layout here. So this is going to be your workplace. Whatever work you do will come up here. Here you can navigate to elements, to the files you've uploaded. I haven't uploaded anything yet, but you get the idea. And then text. If you go to more, you see all these other options as well. But for now, let me come to upload, and let me upload a few media before going forward. So as you guys can see from what I just did, I uploaded three files from my personal computer onto Canva, and this is how you do it. You just select the files and then you drag and drop those files onto Canva, and Canva uploads these files for you. So let me say for the background, instead of just keeping a plain background, I use Canva's screenshot as the background. Now I've taken the screenshot before, so make sure you take a screenshot before you start with the project itself. So instead of having a plain background, you can have a more interesting background of Canva itself. So as you guys can see, I just filled the whole screen with the screenshot. Let's say I want to move this a little bit to the right. Yes, this looks okay, but still let me cover it with this. Yes, I'm glad with this position. Or let's say, yeah, I'm okay with this, let's say. So this then becomes your background. So instead of keeping a plain background, I would suggest whatever software you're using, just take a screenshot of the working file of that software and then keep that as a background because it adds a lot more depth. But now, if I start working on this background, the text or the elements that I'm adding won't be noticeable to a large extent. So what I'll do is I'll add a rectangle, and I'll make sure that it covers the whole uh you know background that I applied, and I'll just make sure that it's the sort of blue that Canva is. Uh, just take when you're applying this, just take the color of the logo of the software that you're working on, or in this case, I'm creating a tutorial thumbnail, right? So Canva is generally blue, so I took blue. Now, if based on your color theme or based on the color that you have maintained in your channel, you can choose any color that you want. But make sure that the background that you have applied is somewhere around 10 to 30% or 30 units here. Make sure that it's not too opaque, or make sure that it's not too transparent either. Just keep it somewhere around, yeah, I'm happy with 25, so I'm gonna keep it there. I just did this so that the text and the images that I add will pop up, right? Now let's come to text. So this is how you add text in Canva, and especially while you're adding a text in thumbnail, make extra sure that the text is big. So what generally happens is that we will be editing on a laptop, and for us the text may look really big. But for our viewers and for our target audience, the problem is that they most of the time, the chances are that they'll be viewing this on a mobile device or on a smaller device, right? So you need to make sure that your text is visible to these viewers. So to do that, before we do that, let me just type the contents of um, the thumbnail. So this uh, actually this is quite big for YouTube. I wouldn't suggest uh, using more than 4 or 5 words, but let's just say, since this is a tutorial video, let's just say I use this as my thumbnail. So as you can see, the font is not very interesting. Let me just change the font to something that I actually like. So this option here, sorry, this tab, it gives you all the options that you need to edit the text that is used here, right? So this helps you change the font. This helps you change the size. This helps you change the color of the text, and so on. I'll deal with these one by one later. I mean, these options you'll already know, I guess. This is bold, italic, and this is the alignment. So let's say I change the alignment to paragraph. This happens, but I'm okay with this, and I would suggest you stick with this. This helps you create bullet points, and these are effects. I'll be coming to effects in a bit, but first let's change the font of the text that we are using, right? My favorite font is something called Scripter. Well, yes. So as you can see, this is my favorite font. So let me just this is how the font came up. As you can see, this is a bigger font, so I'll just try to, yeah. So as you can see, it was a longer and a wider font. So what happened was Create came downwards, but yes, this works for me. And even make it bigger for now. And there you go. This becomes the word. But as you can see, it's still not popping up, right? If you want your thumbnail on YouTube to stand out, you want it to pop out. So what I'll do is I'll go to effects, and you have all these options here to make your text more visible, but I will go with background. So as you can see, Canva created its own sort of background for me, but I'm not a huge fan of it. So let me just change the color of the whole thing to let's say the same color that I chose the background for. And the black color of the font is not looking great on this, so I'll change it to white. As you can see, this sort of pops out a little bit, and let's say I don't want the spread to be this much, so I'll decrease it a bit. And then there's roundness and transparency, I'll just keep it as it is. So as you guys can see, now I've created the text. But let's say you want to change the color of YouTube to red because, well, that is the color of YouTube. And let's say I want to change Canva to a color that, sort of distinguishes it from the other, text here. So how to create thumbnails for YouTube using Canva. Now, this looks good, but let's say this part is too distracting here. What I can do is I can bring in the logos of YouTube and Canva. Let me reduce this a bit, and well, let me reduce YouTube also a bit. Well, as you guys can see, this is how it came about, but I still think I need to increase this transparency a little bit and change the color as well to something lighter or darker, so that the text pops out even more. No, maybe not that much, but yes, I'm okay with this. Uh, well, this is essentially how you create thumbnails. This is how you add text and how you add, your own files or logos onto Canva. And then you can even add elements as well. As you can see, I added the square before, that is an element. And if you want the YouTube and Canva to stand out, you can just type something called splash. Pardon me, SPLAS. So once I type this, you get all these options. You can just choose one of them. Let's say I convert it to white, and I increase the size a little bit, and let's say I push them back. So as you can see, YouTube now has turned into a splash. And let's say I reduce the size of Canva, put it down a little more. Sorry. Let's say I increase the size of the splash a little, and I bring YouTube here now. Just make sure that this doesn't affect the font, or it doesn't overimpose, or sort of merge with the font, because uh, that would sort of destroy the whole point of thing. If you want to duplicate the splash, all you have to do is click on Alt on your keyboard and drag it aside, so it creates a copy of the whole thing. And then you can bring it on Canva as well. So you can see now that we have added a little bit more depth to the logos that we wanted to create, and you can just place the words somewhere here. So yeah, I mean, this is not the best thumbnail, but this, gives you an idea of how to add font, how to add elements, and upload your own images to Canva, and, sort of go ahead with things. And try to add elements that are related to your video. For instance, add YouTube and Canva so that people can instantly recognize that you are making a tutorial that is related to Canva and YouTube. So it makes it easier for people to click on your video. Also, just make sure that you're using huge bold text so that people can read it easily. I mean, generally, I wouldn't suggest you use these many words, but also try to change the color of the keywords so that this your viewers can recognize what they are in for. So that's it from my end, guys. I hope you this video helped you in creating your own thumbnails, just follow these couple of rules and you should be good to go. And Canva is a great tool for creating thumbnails, so give it a try as well. And to download this, all you have to do is come here to download. And Canva, I use the free version of Canva as of now. So you can just come to download. And if you click on download, your thumbnail will be good to go. So that's it from my end. Thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe if you found value in it, and do share it with people who can use it as well. Thank you guys. Bye for now.